Detective Rowan Hale didn't believe in paranormal cases. He believed in patterns, motives, and people who lied. But Brineford Lane wasn't lying. That place felt wrong the second he stepped onto it, like the air was wired with static, like the entire street was holding its breath. It was almost 3 a.m. when he arrived, the hour every missing person report seemed to circle around. Every disappearance ended with the same timestamp, 3:11 a.m. Rowan parked beneath the dark stretch of buildings, all sitting hollow and empty. Windows were boarded, doors chained, entire lives abandoned in seconds. "Cole, what happened to you?" Rowan whispered, staring at the apartment where Adrian had lived. A faint hum vibrated through the streetlights overhead, low, rhythmic, like something breathing. Rowan checked his watch. 3:10 a.m. He raised his phone camera toward the far end of the lane. Nothing moved. No people, no cars, not even wind. Then 3:11 a.m. Every streetlight flickered. Once, twice, then burst alive with a blinding glow. Rowan blinked, trying to adjust, and when his eyes focused, he sucked in a sharp breath. They appeared. Not one, not 10, but hundreds. Every streetlight along the entire lane had a figure beneath it, tall, thin, motionless, identical in posture and height. Each body was angled slightly upward, as though everyone was staring at something only they could see. Rowan felt his throat tighten. No way. He lifted his camera to record. The instant the camera's lens pointed at them, every single figure, in perfect unnatural synchronization, snapped their heads toward him. Not slowly, like a swarm that noticed all at once. Rowan stumbled back, dropping the camera. The figures remained perfectly still, but now all their heads were locked on him, hundreds of blank gazes fixed straight at him. A whisper brushed the back of his ear. "Rowan." He spun. Standing behind him, impossibly close, was Adrian Cole. Rowan's heart kicked into his ribs, but Adrian wasn't alive. He wasn't dead either. His skin glowed faintly, as if thin light was leaking through it. His mouth hung half open. His veins shimmered like electrical wires, and his eyes, empty, flat, reflecting the streetlights. Not 1 ounce of humanity remained. Rowan reached toward him. "Adrian, do you know who I am? Do you—" Adrian's head twitched violently, cracking to an angle too sharp for a living man. Then another twitch, then another. And then with a chorus of voices humming through his mouth, he spoke. "They saw you." The voice wasn't single. It was layered. Thousands of whispers and screams speaking through one throat. Rowan staggered back. "What do you want from me?" The streetlight figures moved. With one sound, tap, 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 one synchronized step forward. The ground trembled with the vibration. Adrian's voice deepened, splitting in tones that made Rowan's blood freeze. "When you watch us, you belong to us." The humming in the streetlights became deafening, a buzz that tore through Rowan's skull. The attempt to escape, Rowan sprinted toward his car. Behind him, the synchronized footsteps grew louder. He reached the driver door, slid in, slammed it shut, and turned the key. The engine roared. He hit the gas, speeding down the lane. For a moment, he believed he'd made it. But the street ahead wasn't empty. New streetlights flickered into existence, appearing out of darkness, blinking into reality in long rows, stretching far beyond the physical street. And under each of these new lights, more figures appeared, all pointing at him. The farther he drove, the more impossible the geometry became. The road multiplied, bent wrong. Buildings faded into abstract shadows. The lane stretched into infinity, like a loop of light and darkness stitched together. Rowan slammed the brakes. He couldn't escape. He got out, breath shaking, and looked around. The figures now surrounded him in a full, perfect circle. The hum of the lights grew louder, and louder, and louder. A pressure built in his ears, sharp enough to make him drop to his knees. Adrian stepped out from between two of the figures. His body spasmed unnaturally, jerking left and right like a puppet pulled by invisible strings. The voices inside him hissed, "You looked at us! That is enough." The taking. Rowan tried to stand, but his legs shook violently. The light above him grew brighter, stretching downward in thin tendrils, touching his hands first. It burned cold. Not hot, not painful, but cold like metal left in the snow. The light wrapped around his arms, sinking into his skin like liquid sunlight. He screamed. The tendrils reached his chest, lifting him slowly off the ground. The figures watched, silent. Adrian raised his hand and pointed upward. As he pointed, Rowan felt an impossible pull, like his bones were turning to particles, dissolving into light. "No, no, no!" His voice echoed strangely, splitting apart as his body fractured into white static. His face blurred. His edges melted. His scream spiraled into the streetlight like smoke sucked into a vent. Then he vanished. The light shut off. The tendrils retracted. A cold silence swallowed the lane. Aftermath. The figures disappeared one by one, fading into the shadows beneath the streetlights. All except one, a new figure standing tall beneath the light, thin, unmoving. Face tilted slightly upward, Rowan Hale, the newest member of the Streetlight Choir. His eyes glowed faintly, hollow and watching. And when the streetlight flickered, every figure in the distance raised their arms and pointed upward. Final message. Brineford Lane was abandoned the next week. Locals say the lane is cursed. Officials say it's abandoned. Residents reported the streetlights behaving strangely. Others said they heard people whispering from inside the bulbs. But those who know the truth avoid the street entirely. Because the rule is simple. If you see the man under the streetlight, don't look again. If you look again, they notice. And once they notice, you join them.